Do it, guys. Never done it before. Hey, we're gonna get started. If we could have a motion to return to open session. Second.
Second.
Robert, take roll, please.
Mike Burke.
Aye.
Matt Briggs.
Aye.
Frank Bradford.
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
Aye. Donovan.
Aye.
All right. So first of all, welcome everybody. I'm glad we have a beautiful evening for this meeting. Glad to see everybody here. If we could get this started with everybody stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first up, we'll have the special recognition by the school board, recognition of the IESA and IHSA state track championship participants.
Let's start. I guess we'll start, Mr. McDowell. I think you were the first.
Set the standard
You were
for
the
the
first group, so.
You want him to sit up?
Sure, that way you can go stand.
Come sit down.
Okay, so thank you so much again for doing this. We really enjoy coming and being recognized. I know the girls think it's a special moment in Camden as well. So I'll just go ahead and introduce the girls. I coach the girls team, so I'll go ahead and introduce them and kind of tell you what they qualified for state in, and hopefully I can remember their places as well. So we have Taryn Jonick, there, Emily Allington, Jesse Head, Ellie Grohusky, Eva Freeman, Lily Avery, Alana Ferencrew, and Aaron Braun. We also are missing Audrey Roble and Annabelle Myers. So Taryn was on the 4x1 team along with Emily, Jesse, and Annabelle. They placed 24th overall at state, did a fantastic job. Emily, Jesse, Ellie, and Eva were part of the 4x4 team that qualified for state. They finished 17th overall. I think there were about 38 teams in that. There were 5 heats of the 4x4. It was a long day there. Then we've got Ellie Grohusky, who also qualified not just in the 4x4, but in the 1600 meter run. She placed 18th overall in that. And we have Lily Avery, who placed 13th overall in the hurdles. So Lily's a 6th grader, so it was cool to see her win sectionals and advance to state this year. Then we have Alana Ferencrew, who placed 24th in the 1600 meter and 2nd place overall in the high jump this year. So she qualified in both of those. And then Aaron Braun is part of the 4x4 team as well. Just a couple more things. Ellie Grohusky is now the school mile record holder for Mossville School. She also holds the cross country record as well. So it was a big year for Ellie. And then Alana Ferencrew is also the school high jump record holder at 5 feet 2 inches. So she beat previous Kenna Wollard's jump this year. So really proud of all the girls. Did I miss any? Annabelle Myers placed 9th in high jump, and she was also part of the 4x1 team.
I'm Steve Williams. I coach the boys team, and we didn't get to come last year because we didn't have any boys make it. So it's exciting that Camden was our representative at the state track meet this year. Camden qualified at both high jump, which he started doing about 3 weeks before that, and discus, which he had missed going to state last year in discus by about 2 inches. So he was really excited as a 7th grader to qualify. And I do not have his places memorized, but somewhere in the 12 to 15 range for both of them. But he had a really good year. Barely missed qualifying for state also in the shot put. And so he did really well, and excited to see him come back as an 8th grader, hopefully, and improve on that next year.
Okay.
Anything incorrect on those resolution rules, let me know, because try to do my best, but the good news was there were so many of you that it was kind of hard for me to keep them all straight.
Alrighty. Matt, you can. All right, look over there. Hang on, it's going to. All right, got it.
Yes, yes.
Kraus,
Michelle.
Okay.
I think they
Thanks.
should all be there.
I think we got one extra actually.
Certainly possible.
Annalise,
Maybe a
Michelle.
couple.
Annalise.
Should have a couple.
Oh, Jackson, you got two.
Jackson and Elise.
Yeah.
Annalise got two.
Never
Is
mind.
that about right? Okay.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, can we go first?
Sure. Okay, so I am Coach Krause at CEC. I coach the girls. So we actually had 3 athletes make it this year. Only 2 of them can make it tonight. Miriam Gerke, she made it in long jump. She got 17th place. She jumped 4 meters, 4.34 meters. So she had an awesome season. Next up is Michelle. Michelle made it to state in discus this year. She got 17th place also. Michelle threw 21.33 meters, so it was super awesome to watch her go to state. The last athlete that made it to state was Annalise. So this was Annalise's first year doing track. I had her last year in 4th grade, so I knew a little bit about how much I could push her to do. Annalise started the year with her regular sitting chair, and throughout the season, she actually ended up getting a racing wheelchair. So she competed in the 100-meter and shot put. So she started the season running about 49-second 100-meter, and then in state she took 2nd place in the 100-meter with a time of 28 seconds. So she had some significant progress. She also broke the previous school and state record for shot put. The previous record was 1.18 meters, and Annalise threw a 2.6, which wasn't even a PR for her. So we had a really awesome season. I've never been to state track before, so it was super awesome to coach these girls, and the support of the parents and everyone was super helpful and helped with a successful season. So I'm excited to see what they continue to do in the future. So good job, girls.
Okay, I'm the boys coach, Laura Sutherland. Ashton Harden is out there playing baseball right now, so he could not make it in here. But he went to state for the shot put. In sectionals, he was first out of 23. And when he went to state, he was 15th out of 23. And that was his first time to state. Then we have Jackson Rue Piper. Got a little story going here. About 3 weeks ago, he was running the 1600, said he was going to break the school record. Let's go for it. Breaks the school record of a 42-year-old record he broke. And he ran it in a 5:10, beating the record of 5:11. Then another 2 weeks went by. Go to sectionals, he breaks the record again. 5:08, 2-week-old record. And then we go to state and it still wasn't good enough. So he beat the record again and ran a 5-minute. Then he also went in the 800 and he broke the record again. So he broke 2 records at state, has medals around his neck, all kinds of ribbons, and name on the board. Did very well.
Which one?
That work a little better.
You're good.
Congratulations, guys. Go to the high school, Coach Russell, I'll let you go first since yours is completed. Coach Franks. To be determined, right?
We had one qualifier, Allie Russell. This was her second year qualifying. We were kind of looking forward to a healthy season, and that did not happen. She tore her labrum in her hip in basketball. And when you're a thrower and you have torn labrum in your hip, that's a little hard. But she was sectional champion every meet but two. She was over state qualifying. Finished 21st out of 39 at state. A little disappointing, I think. But when you have an injury like that, we let her come home, and she still got to sleep inside that bus. But super proud of her. Allie Russell, you go get it.
I'm gonna do the boys too, and then Allie,
Oh.
so she's not sitting there by herself. Coach Franks, introduce the boys.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate everybody here. It's always great to see so many track athletes and that succeeding, and that hopefully we'll see them, at the high school level and things like that. I know Coach Russell and I both love to see the talent coming up and things like that. I would like to say a little something about Allie. And Matt hit on a little bit, her injury and things like that. I don't think you understand what this girl went through throughout the year to get to where she was and where she could have been to. Couldn't be prouder of her, couldn't be happier for how she did this year and all that, because I saw a lot of what she went through. My wife's had that surgery on her labrum, and I know what it is to go through that. And so it's not a nice injury. So my hat's off to you, young lady. Our boys team did very well this year in the 2A state. We haven't had our state meet yet. It's this weekend. We're excited. We leave on Thursday to go down. We had 7 qualifiers. We had our 4x8 team, and I'm going to announce it a little different because we can enter up to 8 people and then run whoever we want out of those 8. And at the sectional meet, we ran Colin Fernkrug, we ran Reese Frakes, we ran Coulter Hedden, and we ran Aiden Dews. Okay, we qualified by winning the sectional, but at the state meet, we will run Alex Kroll instead of Aiden Dews. Okay, Aiden also qualified in the 800. He's ran a personal best time, 1:56:34 as a sophomore. His goal is to get to our school record, which is 1:52, which is held by Zach Lavish, who also qualified for our Olympic trials and all that. So that tells you where our school record is. Okay. Kate Walcott, a sophomore, qualified in the hurdles. And he ran a personal best of 15:39 this year for the 110 hurdles. To kind of put this in perspective, last year as a freshman, he ran 17.7, I think it was. And so he's taken off 2.5 seconds since last year. So that's the type of work he's put in and all that, and a skill thing. Okay. Hudson Stickle, our senior, our lone senior that is qualified for us, qualified in the triple jump, going 12.93 meters. Okay. If you look at the state rankings for Hudson seated in the first flight. There's 3 flights, but it goes from 13 meters to 13.15 meters in the second flight. Okay. So he's in the mix of things. And by the way, he jumped the 1293 and wasn't even on the board. He was behind the board when he took off. So, we have hopefuls that we get him on the board, and he does really well. So we've had a great year. I do want to mention that Hudson was conference champion in the triple jump. Aiden was conference champion in the 800, also setting this, our conference record in the 800. So, all right. So we've had a great year and we appreciate it. But one last thing, I didn't see Coach Augie over there. Coach Augie is my assistant coach. Appreciate everything he does. He works with Cade a lot in the hurdles, and so we appreciate what he does. So, thank you.
Here you go. Put some notes up there. All right, smile. Thank you, guys.
Eyes.
I know the weather's really horrible outside, but if you guys would like to weather that out and then go ahead and take off for the evening, we will not be offended, so.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, All right, next up, citizen agenda, opportunity for community staff input on agenda items. Good.
Hello, sir. Lee Baron, 13625 North Dover Lane, Chillicothe, Illinois, 61523, parent, employee, and taxpayer. Just wanted to recognize Coach McDowell, Coach Boone for putting on a great promotion ceremony for our track kids that weren't able to go to the regular promotion ceremony. And that also that Mrs. Geltmaker showed up for that. So it was very much appreciated by the track parents and the students.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I, is this where I would speak to if I wanted to say something?
It is on agenda items, yes?
No, I don't think so.
You'll be next.
Okay. Yep, I'll have to wait, I think.
Okay, all right, perfect.
That's fine.
Next up will be informational and discussion items.
Just a few for this evening. Start off. County school facilities sales tax. For February, we received $69,761. So that takes us to just shy of $600,000 for the year. So appreciate that, and just over $5 million for the program total. So that is a positive. Continue to shop local. Just one FOIA request that's on the May report. End of year activities. Really just graduations, obviously ceremonies, those of you able to attend. Very nice on the football field. Weather was good, so as long as that happens, that's a positive. We will be kind of talking with the buildings. Obviously, we ran into the issue with the track situation. It runs into CEC's sectional track, and then Mossville is the state track meet if we have students that qualify for that. So really, it's kind of talked to both principals about that to see what they want to do. To me, kind of the three options would be to look at taking the high school ceremony at 5 o'clock is probably the most appropriate, and then just flipping the two junior highs after that. So 5, 6:30, 7:30, a little bit later, or potentially moving the two junior highs to Friday, so that they're a little bit separate. And so we've kind of talked about that, but the principals are going to look at that, and then obviously the third option would be moving them all to Sunday, and then not having that issue. Last time we kind of told our parents, and everyone I think appreciates the Saturday, people that are traveling in from out of town, that makes it much easier to do events, family parties, either Friday night, Saturday. That works, and so Sunday makes that a little bit more of a challenge. But I think that's also kind of the third possibility. The first year, if you remember, the reason we moved to Saturday was in 21, but we were coming out of COVID, and we could not get the number of people into the gym because of the social distancing requirements. And so that was in that first year, our rain date for Saturday was Sunday. And so we didn't really have an option. Once we moved to Saturday, then vast majority of our parents and everyone else, I think, kind of enjoyed the Saturday and then having Sunday to do it. So that's kind of the challenge. If we move to a Sunday, the rain date would then be inside. So at this point, we've done quite a few outside. So I think that would be the only kind of challenge with that, whereas we would still have that ability to do outside if it rains. So those are kind of the options that we will kind of discuss and try to avoid, obviously, having the conflict. It's just next couple years, the calendar for the junior high association is the same. So also want to thank Ms. Hubler and Mr. Briggs for attending the end of the year recognition luncheon. I think everyone enjoyed that. Ms. Hubler did a great job as always recognizing our exemplary educators and Czech Coffee Award winners. So thank you for doing that as well. Really, that seems like a month ago, and that was just last Thursday. So it's kind of a flurry of activity. Starting and then added on, just as always, the 25-26 calendar, which is actually the wrong link on there, so I can correct that for tomorrow. But we come back, I think it's August 8th with the teachers' meeting, is that Thursday? So it'll be here before we know it. Strategic plan update, just really wanted to let you know, we kind of turned the page. We're still working on those action statements that we started on for this year, and then we will add the next group, which will be kind of that second year. So still a lot going on. I actually had a meeting today with a group out of Ohio, kind of looking at block scheduling, which is kind of that big one, and trying to help us come up with how effectiveness kind of rating, be able to determine that, and really looking at potentially are there some alternatives that we could do to hopefully meet our students' needs and kind of go from there. So that is one that we're still certainly working on pretty seriously. Board committee assignments. Those were kind of still proposed. I'm assuming those are.
I've heard nothing, so
Okay.
I think we're good.
So I will remove the proposed from that. So those will be the assignments for the next 2 school years, which is always positive. Thank everyone for participating in those board committees. June 14th, Saturday, that is the alumni banquet. So if you've not gotten your tickets, still time to do that. We do have our most recent inductees will be coming back for that. And Mr. Ratcliffe will be there. So that is always a good event. Fourth quarter building concerns are there. And I think I must have hopefully put the suspension report on the meeting overview. Okay, so it's there. So see that, and that is really all I have for information discussion items. Okay.
Thank you. Next up, we'll go to consent agenda, which includes the minutes of the April 23rd, 2024 board meeting closed session, the minutes of the April 23rd, 2024 school board meeting regular session, minutes of the May 14th policy committee meeting, monthly bills, financial report, fund balance, first reading of the following school board policies as listed, and destruction of the May 2022 closed session audio recordings. Can you have a motion, please? Hello. Second?
Second.
Any discussions or questions? Hearing none, Robin, take roll, please.
Matt Briggs.
Aye.
Brandon Cranford.
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Donna Newman.
Aye.
And Mike Birch.
All right, thank you. Moving on to action items. First up, consider approval of the 2024-2025.
Yeah, I'm not sure what,
Am I on the-
you're on the wrong one.
Do you know what? I,
Did you click one? Did I have the wrong one? Is that what happened?
oh, I think your link's wrong. She's in the wrong.
Okay.
So I'll go back to the overview.
Yeah, that, you're good there, I think. Yeah, I don't know what. First action item should be the IESA membership.
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Start over. Consider approval of the 2025-2026 IESA membership for CJHS and MJHS. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussions, information, questions? Just annual.
Yes, absolutely. Just annual requirement. We have to submit those for any activities we're participating in.
Hearing nothing else, Rob, take roll, please.
Brandon Cranford.
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Donna Newman.
Aye.
Mike Birch.
Aye.
Matt Briggs.
Perfect, thank you. Consider approval of the breakfast. Students 195, adult 235, and lunch. Student 255, adult $3.20. Prices for the 2025-2026 school year. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second? Second. Any questions?
It's just a 10-cent increase, so that just keeps us in compliance with Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act of 22.
Anything else? Okay, hearing none, Rob, take roll, please.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Donna Newman.
Aye.
Mike Birch.
Aye.
Matt Briggs.
Aye.
Brandon Cranford.
Aye. Thank you. Consider approval of a resolution to abate working cash in the amount of $3,005,000 to capital projects. If I could have a motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second. Any questions, discussions?
So this resolution just is allowing us to move those funds from working cash that we sold earlier this year, or issued this year. So those funds are ready to hopefully be available when we can get transportation facility together and ready to get that ball rolling.
Perfect, thank you. Hearing nothing else, Rob can take roll, please.
I am an aye. Donna Newman.
Aye.
Mike Birch.
Aye.
Matt Briggs.
Aye.
Brandon Cranford.
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
Consider approval of the property and casualty insurance renewal through Unland Insurance. I'll make a motion. You have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussions, questions, information?
Just overall is a pretty good renewal, slightly over 4% increase. So I was very, very pleased. That was probably one of their better renewals of the districts that we had in the area. So very pleased with that.
And we've been with them how many years? It's been a long time.
More than 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
they've been a very good company.
Hearing nothing else, Rob, take roll please.
Donnie?
Aye.
Mike Birch?
Aye.
Matt Briggs?
Aye.
Brent Crawford?
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus?
Aye.
I am aye.
Thank you. Consider approval to utilize the IDEA carryover funds for one-time capital expense for installation of accessible playgrounds at South Elementary, Chillicothe Elementary Center, and Mossville Elementary. If I can have a motion, please? So, second?
Second.
Discussions, questions, information?
yeah, I can provide some information on this. So, we have accumulated, several hundred thousands of IDA federal, special ed money over the span of quite a few years. If you recall, we did, this exact same thing with, the Hungry Ghosts, transition center. We used a portion of the the carryover money, for that project. And so what we're looking at doing is, using the $460,000 as a one-time expense, to install one playground at South Elementary, one playground at CEC, and then we'd actually do two playgrounds at Mossville. The reason for two at Mossville is currently our pre-K playground is in a courtyard outside the cafeteria, and they have plastic equipment. It's just not a very good setup. And then there are also concerns with basically the fall rating of the floor surface in that area is of concern. So this would be pour in place rubber with new equipment installed. So actually we're utilizing and recommending utilizing the same group that the Chillicothe Park District used for their new playground, if you've had a chance to see it. So, and then just kind of a rationale on the one-time expense. So the carryover money is not obviously a recurring funds revenues that are coming in. And with special ed, we have what's called MO, maintenance of effort. So if there's an ongoing expense that we would incur, so add to our budget, that amount of money has to be maintained from year after year after year, unless there is a significant event, such as maybe a reduction in force of staff or a student that needs services, graduates and moves on. That's the only way that maintenance of effort can be reduced. So that's why the carryover money, we've looked at having the two major projects, the Hungry Ghosts and then accessible playgrounds, to use those funds for.
Thanks, Adam. Any other questions regarding that? All right, hearing none, Rob, take roll please.
Mike Birch?
Aye.
Matt Briggs?
Aye.
Brent Crawford?
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus?
Aye.
I am aye. Donnie?
Aye.
Thank you. Consider approval of the 2025-2026 IVC High School school-wide Title I plan. If I can have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or discussions?
We moved to school-wide plans probably 10 years ago, maybe. It's been quite a while, but this allows us to utilize the funds for our entire school population rather than just students who are identified as free use among students. To do that, normally, as long as the building is over 40% free and reduced, we actually don't have to apply for a waiver. The high school, this current year was at 38%. So to utilize those funds for school-wide use, we have to apply for the waiver, because it's below 40. So.
Any questions regarding that? Nope. Hearing none, Rob, take roll please.
Matt Briggs?
Aye.
Brent Crawford?
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus?
Aye.
I am aye. Donnie?
Aye.
Mike Birch?
Aye. Okay, thank you. Consider approval of the following overnight field trip requests from IVC High School for the 2025-2026 school year. Girls basketball, choir. Choir going to Augustana Choir Festival, and IVC High School Choir going to New York in 2026. You have a motion, please?
So moved.
I'll second. Questions or comments regarding anything? They're already given to us.
Yeah, they're all included in there overnight. Obviously, the semester, the choir one is a little bit bigger, but it's not till the next, well, it'd be the last day of school as long as we don't miss any. So yeah, so it's just kind of make sure we follow the procedures that we outlined and can get those approvals.
Perfect, thank you. Hearing nothing else, Rob, take roll please.
Cranford.
Aye.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
I'm aye. Donnie Bugle.
Aye.
Mike Burge.
Aye.
Matt Briggs.
Next up, personnel reports.
Personnel report for this evening, we have the following resignations. Linda Fennell, preschool lab program teacher at IVC High School, effective immediately. James Kraft, technology teacher at IVC High School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Jessica Dockery, MTSS interventionist at Mossville School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Christina Johnson, special education paraprofessional at Mossville, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Lee Braun, special education paraprofessional at Mossville School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Tessa Husted, Team Terrific sponsor at CEC, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Matt Russell, head girls track coach at IVC High School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Steve Mercer, assistant girls track coach at IVC High School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Jason Blankenship, assistant scholastic bowl coach at IVC High School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. Personnel contracts. Olivia Thompson, 8th grade English language arts teacher at Chillicothe Junior High for the 25-26 school year. Matt Russell, driver's education teacher at IVC High School for 25-26. Andrew Kissel, health physical education teacher at IVC High School for 25-26. Amanda Matheson, special education teacher at Chillicothe Junior High School for the 25-26 school year. Patrick Reeder, mindful behavior tech at Mossville School for the 25-26 school year. And Matt Davis, custodian maintenance position at South School for the 25-26 school year.
I'll make a motion, we approve as presented. Can I have a second, please? Second. Any questions or comments regarding the personnel report? All right, hearing none, Rob, you take roll, please.
Jennifer Kraus.
Aye.
Aye. Donnie Bugle.
Aye.
Mike Burge.
Aye.
Matt Briggs. Aye. Cranford.
Aye. Thank you. Next up, the other items. Have a golf outing coming or something.
Monday.
Monday, IVC Educational Foundation, so, and it's actually almost full. We have maybe one or two teams spots available, so good turnout.
I do want to say that one person was really busy that Friday and then has taken a lot of loads on the foundation, and also she was very busy for the Saturday, and that's someone who's here today with a foot injury, but yeah, she does a wonderful job. She's taking a lot of good pictures at graduation. I got a few since my youngest graduated and was up in stands, and we had a little snafu, but I think she kind of made it work out. So I'd like to give her a shout out. She did a great job.
Anything else? All right, second chance for public input on non-agenda items.
So I messed up. I didn't know Dr. Allison was gonna kind of bring up the graduation part. So if I can still kind of touch on that now. So yeah, my daughter was one that was kind of affected by 8th grade graduation this year. It was a tough decision for her, so that's why I'm here kind of to speak for her. If it can be very much so considered to have the graduations moved to a Sunday, that would be amazing, just so the kids, and that's what the graduation's for, the kids, not the families. Have it moved to Sundays, they don't have to miss the other accomplishments that they make. I know, I think it was Lizzie Short, I think she was affected maybe. Like she might have had to go in the morning or something of graduation day and then was still able to get back. So it's just, it's tough on them. It was a tough decision. Thankfully, it was made very well because, as Lee said, Mr. McDowell did put on a very good promotion service for them. So it worked out in the end. But if that could just really be looked at, that would be greatly appreciated.
Sounds like it's being considered, so stay tuned.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. All right, anything else? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Birch, Lebron, to go on what Mrs. Ellington said, also just so you're aware that Friday nights or Fridays are part of the track thing for the state also. So that probably kicks out Fridays.
We're gonna rely on the principals to tell us.
Yep,
They'll know
I'm
all
just
that.
throwing that out there for information, so.
Well, I think it depends on the timing of that. I think if you go late enough, I think because being east side, I think you can probably get back for a 6 or 7.
Okay,
So I think it's
yeah, I was just throwing that out there,
Yeah,
just for information.
that's why we put it in charge of principals, because they know their schedule, so yeah, we're not talking like 4 o'clock on a Friday.
Exactly.
We would be later to try to beat this. We got a great light system out there, we might just use them. So,
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to bring up was, back in March, I think it was about, and, Mr. Buzzard talked about the, transportation facility in the future. The current facility is inadequate and it has 2 stalls. Some of the proposals have been for 2 stalls. And the reason that's inadequate for both now and in the future is we have, 3 special needs buses that have hydraulics on them that have to be housed inside in the wintertime. So that means if there's only 2 stalls, nothing can be broke down, nothing can be serviced during that time period. So I would like us to build something for the next 40 years, not something that's inadequate at this time.
Stay tuned, you'll see.
Okay,
We've got a
and
lot
I'm
of
just
things.
bringing that out
We have a
there.
lot of options going on right now, that's why it's not broken ground yet.
Yes,
So we're weighing our options and trying to get the best bang for our buck, so.
thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, perfect, thank you. All right. Anybody else? Anything else? All right, we'll adjourn this meeting. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, June 24th, 6:30 here at the Science Collaboration. Thank you all. Have a good night.